What's going on, everybody? Today I am here with Alec Alger from the SideQuest Gamer, and we're going to talk about our favorite NES games. How's it going, Alec?
Oh, pretty good. I'm really excited to be here.
I thought it would be fun today to kind of just talk about our favorite NES games. So what we're going to do is we picked three of our favorites. So let's start with you. What is your third favorite NES game?
Well, Nathaniel, as cliche as it is, it's Tetris. And not the Tengen version. I mean the one everyone can actually afford for like $10 on eBay. So, number 3, Tetris. I mean, we all know the game of Tetris, where you do like the goal is to stack blocks into rows so they disappear, and that'll like add to your like high score and all that. And it's just like there's really nothing inherently wrong with it. It just gets progressively faster and faster, and I've only ever got to like level 11, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not the best Tetris player, but it's the one I go back to a lot because, like, I don't know if it's the music, like Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, that one Christmas song everyone hears around the holidays. But there's just something so addicting about Tetris. I mean, what do you think of it?
Yeah, Tetris is definitely one of my top 5 or top 10 favorite games of all time. And I think what's so satisfying about it is that you can actually get a sense of fulfillment. Like, you're making a bunch of blocks and you're trying to perfectly align them so they'll disappear. And something about that is just so satisfying because it's really hard to find something at any point in time where like you can perfectly 100% satisfy something. But with Tetris, you can just continuously do this not for forever. It's actually impossible to play a perfect game of Tetris. But just the game itself is just so addicting, and especially with friends. I don't think there's a 2-player mode on the NES version, though.
No, I don't think so either. There is on the Tengen version, but we all know I'm pretty sure everyone's at least a little bit familiar with the lawsuit between Tengen and Nintendo for like basically making unlicensed ports to the NES. Like making the NES a potential liability, basically making Nintendo liable for any damages that say like companies like Namco would go after.
I actually didn't know that that company made a version of Tetris.
It's like really weird. Like none of the blocks are like squared and connected. They're just connected. They're just weird shapes and all that. And there's like a co-op mode from what I've seen. I don't know, but like I said, the cartridge is expensive. Like, a loose one is like $870 on Amazon or eBay.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's only been out on the market for like 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, before Nintendo, decided to take Tengen to court. I believe Tengen was even, a subsidiary of, Atari. I'm not too sure. Someone in the comments can confirm that.
Wow. Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, obviously a lot of people played Tetris on the NES, but it should be known that it's the Game Boy version that really started Tetris. That's what sold millions and millions of Game Boys, was that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I actually own a physical copy of Tetris on the NES. I'm pretty sure I picked it up for like $5 somewhere.
Yeah, it's like those versions are pretty cheap. Tengen version is technically better. I think Tetris, the official Nintendo release, I think I like it more just for the colorful graphics and block shapes alone. I mean, it's kind of a nitpick, but it's definitely one I think I go with.
Oh yeah.
It's especially there's just nothing more relieving when a long piece finally descends from the top of the screen. It's especially when you're in a jam and need to get 4 columns to disappear all at once. There was also one on the Game Boy Color, and I heard the DS version is the best before before Nintendo was not allowed to distribute any more Tetris games due to some copyright dispute as to who owns Tetris.
I've actually played Tetris the most on the computer. There's the Tetris Friends website. There's a lot of websites that have Tetris. I also have the PS3 version. That one is really, really great. It looks
PS3
beautiful.
Had a version.
Oh yeah. There's Tetris anywhere. You can play it on a toaster. You can play it on a table. On anywhere you want, it's available.
Yeah. So what's your number 3 is the real question.
My number 3, it has to be Mega Man 2. And I know it's really cliche. All the games on my list are cliche, but you can't beat Mega Man 2. I mean, the level design for all the stages are really well thought out. well put together. Power-ups are amazing. Of course, the Metal Blade, super overpowered. It's also just like a huge improvement over Mega Man 1 as well.
Oh yeah, Mega Man 1, I know it's like some people like this game, but I think it kind of sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel polished. Like Mega Man, like the Mega Man franchise, the first one, you play it and you're thinking, okay, the sequel can improve on this. They can make things more polished and more smoothed out, and that's exactly what happened with the second one.
I don't know, like, I played, like, when I first played Mega Man 1, it's like, I only went in with the mindset, like, I'm playing the first Mega Man just because it's the first Mega Man. There were some fun moments, but, like, I felt by the time you got to the Wily Castle sections, that's when the fun started to end, especially, like, with the, like, the first castle and how you fought the Yellow Devil. You have to actually, I know you can beat it without cheating and using the pause glitch, but it was still such an unpleasant experience.
Yeah, I haven't actually beat Mega Man 1. Like, my goal is to beat every single Mega Man on the physical carts. I don't own 1 and 5. Those are the 2 I still have to beat.
Oh yeah, I forgot. 1 didn't really sell that well, if I'm not mistaken, which is why it's so expensive on, like, eBay.
Yeah, it's like $80, $90, $100 for the cartridge. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not even in box, so...
But yeah, back to Mega Man 2, another thing that's just really great about it is the music.
Oh, yeah,
all of it,
I love it.
It's so infectious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, Wily Castle 2 is like one of the more famous like Mega Man 2 soundtracks. Like I'm pretty sure like one of the Mega Man 2 songs was remixed into Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Oh yeah, I actually think that Smash 4 ended up remixing every single Mega Man 2 song into one medley.
That's cool. I haven't played much of that game yet, so
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that game remixed so much of Mega Man 2's music because it's just really, really good.
I think everyone can definitely agree with that. I mean, I do think, I don't really think any of the, even though Mega Man 2 is not my favorite Mega Man game on the console, you'll find out which that one is pretty soon. But, like, I don't know, I do think it has the best overall soundtrack, and nothing really comes close to it, except maybe Mega Man 3's soundtrack.
Yeah, Mega Man 3 soundtrack was pretty good, but I remember I played through 4, and, like, it just wasn't that great, and 6 wasn't that great either. So, what is your second favorite NES game?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Nathaniel. Well, it's Mega Man 6.
Oh god, another Mega Man.
Yep, another Mega Man. I'm sorry, Nathaniel subscribers, we just love Mega Man that much. But, I don't know, like, even though Mega Man 2, it was a good game, I honestly felt like each entry got progressively better and better, except Mega Man 3, maybe I'm like that less than 2, but I still think it's better than the first one. I know it's your least favorite entry in the series.
Well, what do you like about Mega Man 6 so much?
Mega Man 6, it continued to use, like, Mega Man 4's Charge Buster, which gets used in the X series on the Super Nintendo. And, like, that Charge Buster, even though some say it ruins the strategy of the original 3 games, but, I don't know, it made the game much more fast-paced, and there were still enemies that, like, challenged your charge shot, at least. And, like,
yeah, I've never heard anyone complain about the Charge Buster. Like, I think it's a great improvement.
Yeah, like, one of my friends, like, said he didn't really like the addition of the Charge Buster, and he did like Mega Man 6 the most, just because of, like, the rush adapters, where, like, instead of, like, using Rush as a platform to fly around the stage, or, like, drive him underwater, since he can, like, transform into these vehicle things, now Rush becomes a part of your suit, where now you have a jetpack, and now you have a very powerful fist, which is really cool. It made the stages really more interesting, where there were blocks and sections that you couldn't access unless you had like the rush adapter to like get past it. It made the game much more interesting. Like the level design was noticeably a little more non-linear with branching pathways. One pathway leads to just the boss battle, but the other pathway leads to a boss battle with one of the beat letters, which I thought was a really clever addition. Did you play it before?
Yeah, actually, I very recently played Mega Man 6 with my friend Carl. We played through it, gosh, I think like sometime over the fall or late summer or something like that. And we were just having a blast. Like you said, the jetpack, oh my gosh, being able to use that thing all around the stage was great, and the huge fist was so satisfying. Yeah, Mega Man 6, it brought in a couple new things that were just really, really great to the series.
Yeah, and like I think the one addition, it may be a small addition, but believe it or not, it just fixed like a lot of the issues I had with the previous 5 games. There's this like secret power up known as the energy balancer you can get by like breaking open one of the blocks that leads to a secret passage in like Tomahawk Man stage, and like within that secret passage is a room where Proto Man lands, and he gives you this item called the energy balancer, where basically if all your weapons are filled up, like the energy balancer would distribute that remaining energy to the power-ups, but you don't have to have them equipped, which makes grinding a lot less of a hassle. In fact, you don't even have to grind at all, which really makes the final boss, you can just go in, fight it, beat it, come home, and that's it. That's the game ends there. It's really, I also love the ending, where I'm not going to spoil it, but basically if this was the last entry in the Mega Man Classic series, I think I'd be happy. It's Mega Man 6. I mean, some people might not agree that it's the best one, but I think it's the one I like to go back to the most, the one I like to replay. And it's one of the NES games I think holds up very well. Of course, it helps being a late release into NES's life cycle, coming out in 1993, 1994, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either when it came out, but it was definitely pretty late in the cycle.
So what's your second favorite NES game of all time?
It has to be Ninja Gaiden, or Gaiden.
Gaiden.
I don't know how you say it. We're just going to go with Gaiden, because that's more fun to say. Ninja Gaiden. That game is so freaking difficult. It's way harder than it needs to be when you get to the last couple worlds, but oh my god, is it so much fun. I freaking love Ninja Gaiden. It's one of those games that whenever, again, with my friend Carl, whenever we visit, we gotta play it because we want to beat it. We haven't beat the game yet because it's that difficult, but we've gotten so close, and just like the music is so great. Slicing enemies up is really fun. All of the levels, well, for the most part, are fair and balanced. I just really love Ninja Gaiden. What do you think of it?
Well, I gotta admit, like, wall jumping, it's pretty fun, It's like, I think it's like one of the first NES games to do that. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't remember wall jumping in any other NES game, unless there's some hidden gem I've never really heard about, but it's just wall jumping, even though we take it for granted thanks to the likes of, like, Super Mario 64 and the new Super Mario Brothers games, where wall jumping kind of became a regular game mechanic. There's just something so unique about a 2D platformer attempting this early in the game. It's just, and yes, I do agree, slicing enemies is a lot of fun and all that. Although I will say this, I think I prefer Ninja Gaiden 2 a little more, because like now you can climb walls while wall jumping, which kind of added more to like the fun factor for me at least.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of the second Ninja Gaiden, and I do think the controls are more refined, but I haven't played enough of it to know if I prefer it more than the first one.
Yeah, the windy section 2 was really tricky. Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden 1, they're very satisfying games, and if it wasn't for the really hard for the wrong reasons Ninja Gaiden 3, because like, if I'm not mistaken, they include like limited continues, and I'm pretty sure that's just a North American exclusive trait of the game.
Ugh.
Yeah, because they were trying to combat the rental market.
Oh yeah, right. That makes sense then why they did that, but still, that's not fair.
Yeah, not fair. So, I guess if someone played the Japanese version of Ninja Gaiden 3, let me know of the quality of it. Like, I haven't played it, so I haven't played the Japanese version at least, so maybe that's easier, maybe it's just the same, I don't know, but it does seem like a really odd, like, devolution of the game, if that's a word, devolving.
And, well, what's interesting is that Ninja Gaiden 1 does have unlimited continues, but when you get to the last world, you're basically going to be stuck there. So like what will happen is you can go to 6-2, die there. Okay, then you'll respawn at 6-2. You can go to 6-3. If you die there, you'll be at 6-3 again. But when you get to the final boss, if you die one time at the final boss, just one time, you go all the way back to world 6-1.
That is weird. Why would they do that?
It is so unfair.
That's
because
cruel.
Like, the final boss is so difficult, too. Like, again, me and my friend, we got so good at 6, 1, 2, and 3. And then we get to the final boss, and we don't have time to figure out his pattern because we're so exhausted playing the other 3 stages because they're all insanely difficult.
Oh yeah, I bet your thumbs were really numb after just all that hammering of the buttons.
It'd be fine if they spawned us back to 6-3, but 6-1? Why would they do that? It just doesn't make any sense.
They're just sadistic, like, yeah, you worked hard, well, we're sending you back. Have fun, Nathaniel. Have fun, Carl. You gotta do it all over again. Shall we announce what our number 1 favorite NES game of all time is?
No one's ever gonna expect it.
It's not like it's been on any other list at all.
What is it?
I don't know, what you tell me. Okay, let's say it together. Our number 1 favorite game of all time on the NES is Super Mario Bros. 3. 4? 4, yeah, totally 4. Well, it's Super Mario Bros. 3.
It's one of the best games of all time. The Tanuki suit, the level design, the wonderfully paced difficulty, the music, the variety of worlds. What is there not to love about this game?
I know. I just think of all the NES games, I think it held up the best. And yes, while there's no save system and but there is infinite continues and all that, I can just breeze through that game and beat it in under 4 hours, which is not. It's kind of like a nice Saturday afternoon video games. I don't care how young of a gamer you are, you should at least try this one out. It's a colorful game where all the enemies and set pieces, they're the set pieces are said to be of a stage play, so therefore Mario 3 is not canon. But I always felt that's more of a stylistic choice. It's kind of the Paper Mario games where it exists, but no one really questions it because that's how their universe was created. It's just everything's paper, kind of like how everything's a stage play here. In fact, I bet that Mario 3 had some influence on Paper Mario.
Yeah, possibly. I didn't even think about it like that.
And also, the introduction of the Chain Chomps. Who doesn't like those evil little things?
Oh, yes. There were a lot of new things introduced in this game. It wasn't just the Chain Chomps. There were several brand new enemies as well.
Oh, yeah, the 7 Koopalings. I hate those mischievous little guys.
When they used to be kind of difficult. Well, kind of. They're still pretty easy, but...
The Koopalings I've always had the most trouble with were Wendy and Roy. The others I can handle because I figured them out. But, Wendy, she always, spawns these ricocheting hoops that just go about in the room, which kind of makes it hard to dodge. I mean, it's not impossible at all. I think she's a well-designed boss and actually spices up the gameplay, but...
Absolutely.
She was always tricky. She was always my nemesis in World 3. Speaking of which, I just love the worlds. It doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom, but rather all over the Mushroom World, going beyond what we knew about the Mushroom Kingdom in the original Super Mario Brothers, which I always thought was really cool. It really speaks volumes about what kind of government system is going on in the other Mushroom World countries. It's all run by kings, kind of like how the Mushroom Kingdom is run by one princess. I don't think there is a king, at least. I really don't know, but I think that, this game kind of established Bowser as Mario's official nemesis.
Yeah, because Mario 1 obviously had Bowser, Mario 2 had Wart, and then Mario 3, they're okay, we're sticking with Bowser. This is what it's going to be.
Yeah, even though he did appear in the Lost Levels, which is technically a sequel to Mario 1, but one we didn't get, so us North Americans, it doesn't exist to us.
Another really great thing about this game is that when you want to play with another friend, it doesn't inhibit the gameplay at all.
Oh, no, that I agree. If anything, it really adds to the experience.
Yeah, whenever I play this game, I'm always playing it with some, me and my friend, his name's also Nathan. Whenever we hang out, we're hey, let's play some Mario Bros. 3, and we just play through the whole thing together in 5 or 6 hours or whatever, and it's just the most fun time.
I know, it's especially since now there's 10 lives between the two of you, but if say Luigi gets a game over, then the stages he completes has to be completed again by Mario or Luigi himself. But I thought that was a really clever idea. The thing is, you just hope that your partner is actually somewhat good at this game, otherwise you might have to replay some stages.
My friend used to be terrible at the game, but then we started to play through it a few more times, and we both were about at the same skill level, so it got really fun.
Yeah, it's not a difficult game to master, which is another thing I like. It's got the right amount of difficulty. It's got a difficulty that just progressively gets harder and harder. It teaches you how this game is played. It gives you time to get used to the controls, which some have said is slippery, but I think it's supposed to be based on momentum physics.
Yeah, it does feel a little slippery, but I think that's for the better because, like you said, since you have momentum, you have a lot more control with your jumps. Like, if you take a jump too far, you can pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
And that wasn't always possible in other Mario games. Even newer Mario games, it's kind of hard to do that because there isn't nearly as much momentum that you can build up.
Yeah, like the Mario games, like even though it's technically better, I find the controls of Mario 3 to be more fun. It's such a subjective thing, but like I don't know, I kind of like having to earn the controls. Like I kind of like having learning to be good at them, and when I finally master them, I can do all these sorts of crazy things and all that. Especially if you have like a Tanuki leaf or like a raccoon tail, you can just fly in the air, find secrets you didn't even know about. Heck, I'm still finding warp pipes in the sky that lead to one-up mushrooms and all that, which is really cool. Mario 3, it's a game that rewards exploration of the level if you dare go out of your way to just search the level.
Yeah, and you don't even have to. I mean, you can just play it through it, and it's still just as fun, but it's just so cool how, like, you can play the game any way you want, and you're going to enjoy it regardless. Like, you don't have to play a game, and if you want to enjoy it, you have to explore. Like, it's not like that. You can either just plow through it, or you can take your time.
Yeah, it's kind of that exactly. Like, that is probably why I consider this not only my favorite NES game, but my favorite game of all time. I know it's like many people call it their favorite game of all time, or say it's not as good as World. And you know what? They have every right to. But like Mario 3, there's just something special about it. I just get so happy whenever I turn on the virtual console and actually just play through it. I have it on my 3DS. I have it like everywhere. It's like I think I even have it on my original Wii. I'll just keep rebuying the same game and still just have as much fun. As insane as that sounds, but that's just how much the game really means to me.
I mean, Mario 3 is so good that Nintendo is still using the same overall layout and concept to this day. To this day.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the new Super Mario Bros. Series. They're still using the world maps, the exact same types of levels and themes. They brought back the Tanuki suit a few years ago. I mean,
yeah.
Mario 3 just brought so much to the table.
Yeah, definitely. It's especially that map screen. That map screen that's kind of what adds to the immersion. Like there's mushroom houses and there's there's just normal wild levels and all that. It actually kind of feels like a world inside of a video game. It's just cool.
But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this discussion, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Let us know what your favorite NES game is. And also, make sure to subscribe to SideQuest Gamer. He's getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. He does retro reviews. They're really, really well done. So get him to 1,000 subscribers, because I know you're getting really close to that.
Oh, shucks. Thanks, dude. That really means a lot.
Thanks so much for watching/listening, and I hope you have an awesome day.
And remember to stay awesome.